Hey, I'm Todd. Thanks for choosing to watch my video, and if you would subscribe it, like it, all that stuff, that'd be great. Otherwise, enjoy the video, and I hope it gives you the information you need and is helpful to you. Take care. So the build date on this is a 7 of 2000, so maybe a 2001 Dodge Dakota heater core. Right there, Dodge Dakota SLT 4x4. Got some okay videos on dash removal. I'll probably just go over some highlights in the vehicle, but I want to go over to the heater core. Here's the heater core assembly, which is leaking. Slides in this nice little groove here. This goes on top in here. Pretty much like this. It's not all the way down, but I'm just showing you where it's at. And the key actually to getting this out is to remove this right here. Remove that because it's going to be sticking out right here. So you pull that off, and then it can slide up and out. That assembly right there. Lots of screws around here. 8mm / 5/16. Take them out. There's a couple in here. Take them out, take the top half off. And the motor's over here and over here. I would say take lots of pictures. I'll maybe show you a little bit when it's back together. But you can take the heater core out. Take the screw out. Maybe, let's see what it is. It's a Torx bit. Maybe a T20, something like that. And we'll separate the pipes. Here's our new one. New pipes. New pieces, new O-rings in here. So we don't really have to take that apart because we have all new stuff. I wonder if I'll need a screw though. And so we'll open this up and slap this all together. O-rings.
I started itching. Oh man, I'm scared. James. Take a box or motor. I think they've got some extra stuff in there.
Looks like we do need to steal the bolt from the other housing.
Sid just texted.
Yeah. All right, new one's all together. Got this snapped on here. Some of this stuff will probably wrap right here. Around here, it's got a sticky side, just like that.
So the first two lines are the cut, right? Oh, okay, okay. All right, let's flip it on here for a minute. Thank you, sir. Okay, that's it.
That easy. Try and get to like that force time of waste and space. That's through the clutch and
So this particular setup actually allows a lot of coolant just to sit. You can see down here in the heater core area, a lot of coolant will sit down there before it makes it over here to the AC condensation drain. So, because I blew through here to make sure it wasn't plugged up or anything, holding maybe AC condensation back because they have a water issue as well. But lots of steam on the windshield and there's a lot of coolant, so we'll go ahead and rinse this off with some water probably, dry it out as best we can, and we can slide the heater core back in place. Alright, so you probably want to dry fit this with the screw not quite tight, so you can wiggle these around a little bit and angle it just right, and then wait until you can get these snapped on. They have a little notch and they're going to fit on this right here. So now that we have it pretty much dry fitted, we can take it back out, tighten up that bolt, snap these on here. Slid in. You got that foam pad. We took a foam pad off here. We can put that back on partially maybe, or just do it when we get this back together. I can slide this into place. Might clean this off a little bit. It's got some coolant on it. We can just drop it right back down. And that rod can slide out, so keep an eye on it. Some of these doors are down. Come up. Making sure of my adjustment here. Ooh. Oops, backwards. See that there? I don't know how you can see. There we go. I want to check it, make sure it operates. Down, up, down. It does operate. Sorry if the camera's shaky, but we can operate the doors, so that means nothing's jammed up. So that is good. We'll put the rest of the top on. Keep going.
For the older or other Hyundai. And that's why the department.
I don't know. Stop talking about it. I don't know. I can't understand. I don't want to know.
These part numbers don't match the part numbers that were on the were earlier. Those part numbers were for the other car? Right. Okay.
You have the right parts now.
Thanks, man.
So when we have to schedule appointments for people's cars, a lot of times Dan will be diagnosed, checking the light, or going for an oil change, and you'll be doing rear brakes or something like that. So we make 3 different appointment slots for that car. So they said the cars in one day, so it was in 2 different things. So when they check in, we don't open up each one of those and start a new
It's
order.
scheduled by their name, not the vehicle.
Right. Well, it's scheduled by both, but you have to look.
Locks into place.
And in all fairness, James thought I forgot to schedule the front brakes in the first place.
Which it all circles back around to Rodney was right.
I don't remember doing it, but I did my job right.
All right. We could drop the top on here, I believe.
What? So, what? What? Huh? No, what? So, go back for a second. I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Drops into place pretty nice. Like I said, just a bunch of screws around here. Some tucked in here, right here, in here. There's one in here too. These things usually have some kind of push or pull.
It's a real nice drive. Here's a little list I worked up.
Got the old red tab. This tab needs to go to the right to unlock it. Then you can push this tab here to pull it apart. And then when you snap it back together, you can push this tab back to the left and lock it in place.
What do you mean nostalgia? I'm talking about
I'm just going to put some screws in. I'm going to try and line up 2 pegs on here. We should have been a little more careful. There's a notch in there, so you can't just force it down anywhere. It's going to be in a certain spot. I'll try and drop this on in 2 grooves.
Finders again and then mount it.
I'll have a truck out there.
But you'll be ready. That's a really good thing.
Sorry, I'm up.
I had mine for mine.
You can certainly turn this. See, the door opens there. The door opens here. Oop. That will work though. Alright, we'll put this motor on in the right spot somewhere. Continuing our overview on the heater core assembly for the 2001 Dodge Dakota. Got the connector here for the radio. It said to remove the glove box, but I don't think I need to do that to disconnect that connector there. A 13mm bolt in here. That hinge is supposed to fit on there, basically. And we got this connector here. See, it doesn't quite reach in the relaxed position here. And what else over here? That might be, oh, down here. Got these two connectors here. If you have, I think it's for an amplifier and a ground wire. Had to cut some aftermarket speakers. I had to fix those then. So they plug in there. So when you tilt this back, you got your 5/8mm screws above the top here. After you take your dash panel off, just friction fit in these holes. Just gonna pop it up along the way. It should lift up. So 5/8mm bolts. You got two 10mm bolts on each side on the 13mm. So plug in this here. Two connectors on the side. Of course, that's after you get the pieces off here. You got your decorative piece up here with a handle to I think 20 T20 Torx bits to hold that in place. Got little covers. Just use a little baby screwdriver to pop little covers off. You see the screws. Take the handles off, and you take this piece off here. Just friction fit again. Pulls down and out. Same for the other side, and we'll head over there with more connectors. Got the yellow connector right there that goes in here for the anti-lock brake system. A little bit of a pain. That needs to go in that position to unlock it. You push down on this little tab to release it. It sits in there like this. Not that easy to get to. Two 10mm bolts down here for this bracket. We'll go to the other side. More stuff. Then we got the 10mm bolt here, 10mm bolt here for the case. And we have in here, we got 1, 2, 3 11mm I'm using nuts. And then if you follow this transmission dipstick tube down and feel your hand, there's another very tough to get to 11mm nut down there. Very tricky, very disappointing. I used 11mm wrench from underneath here. It's a slow process, but I was able to get it. 11mm bolt there. Of course, the AC lines need to come off, so you need to get that taken care of. And then your two coolant hoses right here. I kind of chose to took the fuse box out here. There's two screws, one here, one there, and so it just right here and here, and then has a guide pin right here, which goes there. Makes it just a little easier to get these harnesses all out. They're kind of color coded here. There's a little tab you push to release and pull them out. So I'm just snapping them back in for that. Large connector, 10mm, stays in here, connects to that. Let's see. A lot of stuff stays here. There might be a couple ground wires also right there. Fit in here. Right down in there. So we will start to lift this back up into position. A little block of wood wrapped in a towel to protect the surfaces. It's just a metal bracket down there, so that shouldn't be something that's going to be scratched. But then you can plug in your electrical connector, and you could plug this in anytime here to the antenna. So plug that in, go to the other side, and maybe work on your fuse box items. So that is an overview. Probably add a couple more things along the way here. Well, on one side is a fuse panel, but on both sides it's got a plastic cover, friction fits. This slides off. Both sides have a little hook. The 10mm bolts are just will support it, so you can have all the bolts out and it still stays supported. You'll need to lift up to get it out. Also connectors here on this side to disconnect. And all the steering column connectors